Can sellers be sued years after selling their home? Imagine selling your house and thinking the deal is done. Then, years later, someone comes knocking with a legal claim. Can that really happen? The answer is yes, it can. But there are rules that limit how long after the sale a buyer can take legal action. These rules are called statutes of limitations. They differ depending on where you live and what kind of claim is involved. For example, if a buyer claims there was a breach of contract, they might have around for years to file a lawsuit. If they believe the seller hid defects or committed fraud, the time might be shorter, often 2 to 3 years from when the buyer discovered or should have discovered the problem. These time limits start either from the day the sale closed or from when the buyer found out about the issue, depending on local laws. Sellers are required by law to disclose known material defects that could affect the property's value or safety. If they hide or lie about problems, they risk being sued. Buyers are encouraged to do thorough inspections and ask questions before buying. If a seller intentionally conceals defects, the statute of limitations might be extended or paused while the buyer was unaware. This is called tolling. If a buyer suspects non-disclosure or fraud, they should act quickly and talk to a real estate attorney to understand their options. Sellers who fully disclose issues can protect themselves from future claims. Even if a defect is found years later, the seller might be safe if the time limit has passed. Sometimes, disputes go through mediation before a lawsuit is filed, which can also affect the timing. There are cases where sellers were sued many years after selling their home, but the lawsuits were dismissed because the statute of limitations had run out. To avoid surprises, buyers should keep records of all disclosures and inspections. Sellers should also document what they disclose to defend themselves later. In short, yes, sellers can be sued years after selling their home, but legal time limits usually prevent this. Knowing these rules helps both buyers and sellers protect their rights and avoid unnecessary legal trouble.